Good morning. Cooking with Chris. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream today? Jones and Bones, welcome in, guys. Ice, hi. Nike, you love cooking with broccoli. Tez you smoke it. Love it, man. Love it, man. There we go. Woo. Whoa. How was the weekend, guys? Ready to be back? We sent Hitch off to home yesterday. I don't know if some of you, I know Ice was in there yesterday. I remember seeing you. It was fun, and I had a very, very busy night at work yesterday. One sec, I'm just gonna close the door since Doggo let herself in. What's the matter with you, Doggo? You open the door and you can't close it. Hitch is back safe. Perfect. Yeah, I asked Sammy about it yesterday, and he's like, yeah, he's good. Took only about like 5 minutes to get picked up. We had a lot of hitchhikers around this area though, so I knew he would be fine. But yeah, work yesterday, we did about double the amount that we've been doing lately for cooking for people, I guess. Is we usually do about 25 people. Yesterday we did 55. And we only have like 20 seats in the restaurant. So in a 4-hour service, you can basically only flip one table twice. So it was really, really busy. We even had people eating outside on the patio in the winter time. They're like, oh, we have our winter jackets. We'll be fine. We just really want to eat here. We were like, okay. Yeah, we're busy. Busy. It was a great last night of service, and now all of us get a really nice almost 2-week break away from the restaurant. So that's what was happening, is we had to turn away 50 people as well yesterday. People were phoning nonstop, and we're like, sorry, we're full. But that's what happens when you close for 2 weeks, right? Is everyone's like, oh, I need to go eat there before the restaurant closes. But sadly, not everyone could come and eat. And yeah, we didn't work too late, so I'm feeling pretty refreshed today. Maybe I'll take a nap later. But excited to get cooking with you guys today. We are cooking some Martha Stewart recipes. Good old Martha. And like, this is where kind of my culinary journey started, I think, is watching Martha Stewart at lunchtime with my mom. So I was really fortunate to live like a block away from my elementary school when I was young. So I'd always like run home for lunch and have lunch with my mom. I guess not always, but sometimes it was a nice treat if she was home. And I always remember watching Martha Stewart at lunchtime with her. That was like one of the first people on Food Network as well. And then it kind of just blew up from there. So kind of going old school, I guess, today. I was like, if I'm gonna look for a quiche recipe, I think Martha would be the person I would trust to make a good quiche. Because I honestly don't think I've ever made a quiche for myself before. I think I might have made it working in a restaurant somewhere, but making it for yourself, it's a little bit different for sure. So we're gonna make the pastry for that today. So that's gonna be one of the first things that we're gonna do, because the pastry dough has to rest minimum half an hour in the fridge before you go to roll it out. Otherwise, it's just gonna be too crumbly. So in that half an hour time frame that it's resting, is the flour is absorbing liquid to stay together. So there's not a ton of water in there, about 2 to 4 tablespoons, and the rest is butter. So you need to let the flour absorb all of those things so that you do get a nice flaky crust. So that's going to be our first thing. And then while our crust is resting, we can make the filling. And then another thing that we have to do on stream today is marinate our beef for chimitas tomorrow. Nike, looking at you, because this is for you and Rook. You guys requested this for our last meal before we go to New York. So we're gonna marinate some sliced beef in like a really nice chipotle and citrus marinade. So chimitas are a Mexican sandwich, so we gotta go with Mexican flavors. And then that way the beef will be really nice and flavored tomorrow for the sandwich. And then that marinade's also gonna help break down the beef, so it's gonna make it more tender. I think that'll be one of the last things we do in stream today. And then going with our quiche, once it's all baked up and ready to go, is we're just gonna have a little side salad, and we're gonna make a homemade bacon balsamic vinaigrette to go with it. So we do have a little bit of the salad mix left over from yesterday that we had with Hitch. So we'll use that up, so not too much salad prepping to do. Yay for me. It's easier. But we will go over making the bacon vinaigrette together, because it is one of my favorite things to have with brunch. Like, if you're gonna have a salad with breakfast, that's already weird to begin with. But making this bacon vinaigrette is just like pulls it all together, right? It's like when you think of breakfast, There's usually some kind of smoky pork involved. So that's gonna go with that. And I also think that it's gonna pair really nicely with the broccoli cheddar quiche as well. It's like that smoky, sweet flavor. Amanda, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So let's get started. There's the link there for the recipe. And I'm using the Martha Stewart recipe for the crust as well, which if you just kind of click on the crust recipe that she gives you, that's where we want to go. So let's get this started, guys. Basic pie crust. I don't have one set pie crust that I like to use. I like to just keep trying different pie crusts, and then hopefully over the years I will be able to decide which one I like the most. So this is gonna make one 9-inch crust. So then we have to be sure that we choose the right size of pan. And I actually have, so I pulled out a couple different pans to bake the quiche in today. Something is messed up here. Something went wrong. Okay, that's better. So I pulled out this one first because I think that would bake a really, really nice quiche in there. It's like you get the nice kind of scalloped edge, but then the only thing you don't get is like the overlap of the crust compared to a pan that has an edge like this. So this one I think is going to be too big. I think that's more like a 10-inch. And we don't want to go bigger than a 9-inch because then we won't have enough crust to fill up the pan. So that one is out. So then we also have this one, but I feel like it's going to be too small. Like it's not quite deep enough compared to this other one. So I think this is going to be our winner as far as pans go to bake the quiche in. And I think it'll just look really, really nice on the plate. So there's that. And then what we need, so we need some flour, salt, sugar, and butter. And you want very, very cold butter for this. Some people actually like to keep their butter frozen and then actually grate it with a cheese grater is how I've seen it done. But we are gonna do this by hand. I know the recipe uses a food processor, but I like to keep things really simple because I know not a lot of people have this kitchen equipment at home. So learning to do stuff with just your hands, I mean, that's how it was done for years and years before technology came along. And I feel like you just get a better idea of how something is supposed to be made if you work with it with your hands. So pie crust, making it by hand today. We don't need a food processor to do this. So let's get out our ingredients. We got some flour. I think something is messed up on my camera. Just a sec, guys. We'll deal with it later. These are a very important part of the thing. Can't take them away from the fortnight. Okay, salt and sugar. And so we're gonna need a bowl to mix everything together. You can go a little bit bigger because it might get a little bit messy with the flour. We'll go with this guy. Boy Blue. Hey, Daily Dasher! I was like, how come no one's chatting? And then you come in with that. Yes, I love it. I love the immaturity. Like that humor in kitchens, if you can't laugh at that stuff, and make those innuendo jokes, you can't work in a kitchen. We love that shit. So thank you for saying that. You don't have a lot of fancy equipment like that you do by hand. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't like to use the equipment either. I love to do stuff by hand. I think I just like touching the ingredients. I don't know. So what we need, let's start with our flour. 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Dasher, what's up, man? Are you excited for your trip? We're there, we made it. So 1 cup. One quarter. And we'll leave the flour out. We'll just set that aside for now because we might need it later when we go to roll this out. When we get rolling. And so 1/2 teaspoon each of salt and sugar. So equal parts. So then we know this is gonna be like a balanced pie crust. It's not gonna be sweet. It's not really gonna be savory. So that's why they just call it basic pie crust. So you can go sweet or savory with it. We're going savory today. And you really wanna mix all of your dry stuff together before we start to put the butter in. And then we need 1/2 cup of cold unsalted butter. Don't want salted butter because that's gonna make our crust too salty, right? Yeah, you never understood all-purpose flour. Like, what are the purposes other than cooking? It just means that you can use it in a lot of different ways because there are different types of flours. So like bread and pastry flour is literally just used for bread and pastry. But if you have all-purpose, yeah, you can still use it for bread and pastry as well, right? Is it's just like a good multi-use flour. At least that's how I see it. I'm excited, man. I'm getting excited. Finished my last shift at work last night, and that's when things kind of start to get real. Is when you don't have to go to work anymore. Then it starts to feel like vacation. I'm gonna pack my bags tonight. Waiting till the last minute, which I don't usually do, but right now, just kind of iffy about the weather. So I just want to be sure that I pack the right clothing for this winter weather that you guys have. If it was summertime, I'd be like a little bit less worried, but I just want to make sure that I'm warm enough. Don't get too cold there. I think the weather is pretty similar to here though, hey? It's like kind of 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. Okay, let's cut this butter. I don't think I'm cutting this very straight. So what's your first stop, Daily Dasher? In Indonesia. We gotta fix that a touch. There we go. There's a big snowstorm coming through the Midwest Tuesday evening into the night. Oh, 3 to 6 inches, Nike. Honestly, it's been super nice these last couple days and our snow is almost gone. Yeah, packing at the last minute. It's true, man. I'm not scared. Okay, I'm just gonna give this a quick whisk to incorporate the salt and sugar before we start to put our butter in. Sammy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you like zoom in the camera or do something different with it yesterday? It just seems like the frame is a little weird. Like, I don't know. It's just how I had to move my board over so much for it to be in the frame, but
This one?
maybe it's just me. Yeah. I was just seeing if you did anything different, but
Nope.
okay. You guys got 4 inches of snow on Friday, Nike, plus some ice last night. Oh. Yeah, it's been super icy. There was one night I was like trying to drive home from work. I could barely even walk up to the car. It was like one of those holding onto the car handle and like pulling yourself up. It was literally just like sliding down the hill. Hey Dark Wolf, how are you today? So I'm just cutting the butter into chunks, and then that'll make it easier for us to break it up with our hands. You don't just want to have one big piece of butter in there. You'll be in a trendy neighborhood for a few days. Maybe take a day trip up north to the waterfalls, then go island hopping. So you're going to Bali then, and such? I forget where I flew into. I forget what it was called when I flew into Indonesia. But that is like one of my favorite places that I've traveled to. I'm so excited for you. I'm a little bit jealous because of the warmth.
I'm not.
Dark Wolf, you're doing well trying to get Twitch to work. Oh no. Is it all bunged up by you? Okay, so half a cup of butter, just cut into cubes. The temp there is ranging from 0 to 5 Celsius. Thanks, man. I will keep that in mind when I pack my bags later. That's pretty similar to here then. That is perfect. So just keep living my life then, is what you're saying. Just keep doing what I'm doing.
Tomorrow's stream's the last one until we get on a plane, right?
Tomorrow is the last stream, guys.
Wow.
My parents are coming home from Mexico tonight, and then we leave in 2 days. 0 to 10 Celsius. Okay, nice. It's been minus 18 there, Dark. Where are you? That's insane. Okay, time to get messy. Take a sip of water, stay hydrated. And now what we're gonna do, so we're gonna work the butter into the flour, guys. And you're gonna be like, well, isn't this gonna stick to your hands? No, because the butter is cold, right? And if you have hot hands, this might be a little difficult for you.
This guy.
Yeah, like Sammy has really warm hands. He can't make pastry by hand because it'll just melt the butter too much. And then all I'm doing is kind of pressing the butter chunks in between my index finger and thumb. Obviously with the flour. And so we're kind of shredding it up is what we're doing. Can't you use a pastry cutter? You totally could. I'm weird like this, Frog, and I love to do this stuff by hand.
1 glass of chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. Delicious. Oh, thanks, Sammy.
Welcome. That's what I do.
Chocolate milk is life, guys.
Oh, it's so good.
And so we're gonna create kind of these little flakes of butter. And then when we start to kind of knead the dough together, when we add the water, those flakes are gonna create those awesome buttery layers in your crust. Hot chocolate is where it's at.
Daily Dasher has a hot chocolate problem.
Yeah, I think you have a problem, bro.
And that one that you got from McDonald's that day, that was totally effed up. Like,
What was
you definitely
that
didn't
even?
have any mixture inside your hot chocolate.
Oh, they're getting a free hot chocolate. We'll just give them steamed milk. What? What a ripoff, man. I was sad for you that day. Okay, we're getting there. So, I think Martha usually says that you want it kind of pea-sized. So break up your butter until it looks pea-sized. Obviously, you don't want to go too small either. you can kind of start to work the flour into it as well. So now I'm like really going in the palm of my hands and squeezing it. And then you can kind of see how it's flaking. Hey Pete, how are ya? Good to see you in here today. Hope you're having a good weekend. Okay, I think that's good.
I still can't believe we met Hitch yesterday, to be honest.
I know!
Like,
it feels crazy.
He was in Madrid, and then he was over the border, and then he was in our house.
Yeah. Yeah, is it worth it? Let me work it. Put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Yes, dude. We got those good vibes today. What's up, Ryan? Welcome in, man.
I should throw a little bit of celiac on his face.
How's your weekend going? That was cool to see Hitch there. That was crazy to me. Sammy just like phoned me while I was at work. He's like, I'm going to pick up Hitch. Is there room in the restaurant if we want to come for dinner? I was like, no, but yes. But then Trev just wanted to chill out. I don't blame him. I love that song too, Ice. Yeah, Missy. Oh, so good. Music is just not like that anymore. Okay, cheers, guys. I got chocolate milk. You missed it. Yeah, dude. Ugh, it was quick. It was just unexpected. You posted pics on Discord. Nice. Hey, Sarah. No, not Siri. Sorry, Sarah. I was talking to you. Siri always likes to butt in. Okay, so now we need our water. So 2 to 4 tablespoons of ice water. And it says start with the 2 tablespoons and then you can add the extra 2 if you feel like you need it. So just really, really cold water. I mean, I don't have an ice machine in my fridge. So just get your water as cold as possible. Run that for a couple seconds. It was great to see us all in the same place. It felt good. Like, you know when you meet someone for the first time and it's just not awkward at all? It's like you have known them for a long time already. That's how it was. Just like, hey man, like, how are you? Like, this is real life though. I think that's like one of my favorite parts about Twitch so far is like meeting all of the internet friends. Okay, this feels good. So starting on the low end, 2 tablespoons of water. Obviously you want to kind of disperse that when you pour it in. And so one thing that will happen if you add too much water is your crust is going to get really tough when you bake it in the oven. So I know in the past when I've made pie crust, I'm like, oh, like this is so dry. Like I need to add more water. But you totally don't want to do that. Because like I said, it will make it tough. So you really just have to work the dough properly. And you really do have to knead it. It's like I was afraid to like really knead it with my hands because I thought that would make it tough. But you do need to work the butter a little bit into the flour. So just kind of toss that around to begin with. And you can see like this still looks dry, right? It doesn't make sense in your head looking at it and feeling it that it's gonna come together. I think I might add just one more just by going with kind of how much flour is dry in here still. And then I'll start to knead it. Pardon?
Are you scaling stuff?
Am I scaling stuff?
Yeah, or were you?
I don't know. Why? I didn't use a scale.
No?
No?
Okay. She's being a brat then.
Doggo's being funny.
She's literally underneath my feet. Right
She's
now.
hiding under Sam's feet on the desk. Alcran, thank you for the follow. Okay, so one more toss around. That feels good. At least it feels a little bit wet now. And now we can be a little bit more rough. So I'm gonna start to actually squeeze it together in my palms. See how this is kind of coming together? I'm just gonna unflake it a touch, because you can tell that this is where most of the liquid is, right? As it's sticking together, but then we have all this kind of dry bits around. So we want to disperse the wet dough so that it will come together with the drier stuff. Anyone else cooking breakfast right now? Or is it lunchtime for you guys already? But I guess, either way, what are you eating? Talk to me, guys. What's on the menu today? Okay, check that out, guys. So now I'm just gonna press it kind of into the bottom of the bowl. What's for brunch, Iceberg? Today we're making Martha Stewart's broccoli and cheddar quiche. So what that is it's basically like cheesy scrambled egg mixture with broccoli in it that gets baked in a pastry crust in the oven. So it's kind of like a breakfast pie, let's say. This is my first time making one of these on stream. I'm gonna let Martha guide us. So we're gonna knead this until there's no more dry bits left in the bowl. And basically then when you hit that point, it's time to rest it. I'm gonna use the dough to scrape any flour around the side. And so that's what we got. So yeah, it's still pretty flaky, right? So we do have to rest it because you can see as I push it, the edges are crumbling. So if we were to roll this out right now, it would just crumble apart. It wouldn't even stay in the pie pan. So we need to let this rest minimum 30 minutes so that the flour can absorb all the rest of the liquid. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make a little disc. And then that way, when we roll this out later, it's already gonna be in a circular shape. This actually looks a little bit too flaky. I might just work it a touch more. But be careful at this point. You wanna be a little bit more gentle with it. Because now, if you overwork the dough at this stage, then it will get tough. So to me, that looks good. And that's only for one pie crust. Just gonna wash my hands. Aronia! Pardon my handsomeness. How are ya? Ice, you made beef, brown rice, carrot, onion, brown gravy casserole. That sounds like a cottage pie almost. Just without the mashed potatoes on top. That sounds so good. It's lunchtime, it's dinner time. We got everyone in here then, hey? Posh! Doggo is scratching her head furiously. Can't be that much itch there. So now I just got some plastic wrap and we're gonna wrap it up nice and tight. That way it won't dry out in the fridge while it rests. Best hangover meal? Oh, it might be iceberg. Now I have 2 ices in chat. Oh no. Iceberg. I think it'll be really good because we're pairing it. So we're pairing the quiche with just a salad and we're making a bacon vinaigrette to go with it. It is madness. Nike's having quesadillas. Quesadillas. Eating leftovers, Ryan? Nice. Apple chutney, salmon, stuffed onions. Mmm. That sounds healthy. No one eats yams. Yes, they do. Maybe you've never had a good yam. Like, I'm kind of picky with yams as well, Aronia. But when you find a good yam, it's like, it's good. It's all right. Okay, going into the fridge. We will set a half-an-hour timer so that we don't forget about it. Forget about it. 30 minutes on the clock. Martha says 1 hour, guys, but I'm not falling for it. We don't got time for that. Hey, Vune, how are you, man? How's your weekend? Hugs. You're making pot roast in the crock pot. The best. That's like one of those set it and forget it things, hey? You just punched the yam? Aronia, why are you punching yams? Would the yam hurt you more, though? Because yams are pretty hard. Yams are pretty tough. So here's the recipe that I'm using, guys. And then there is the basic pie crust linked there in the description. So what we need to do, this is going to bake at 375 Fahrenheit. And we're going to saute up some onion to go into our egg mixture. Whisk together eggs and cream. We need to cut the broccoli into little bite-sized floret pieces. You want it pretty small. If you leave your broccoli in really big chunks, it's going to be hard to eat and also hard to cut through the quiche. There's crickets in here. No, that was just Sam's phone. It'll be hard to cut the quiche without the broccoli kind of tearing it apart. Just a sec, guys. Pash, come here. Okay. So let's get this started. And I think I'm not gonna use onion, I'm gonna use this shallot. So shallot, basically a mixture of onion and garlic. They're a little bit more expensive, but I really like the flavor. And so we're gonna really finely dice that so that it disperses evenly throughout the quiche. And also so that you just don't get a big bite of onion with your eggs, because that can really overwhelm the palate. We need 6 large eggs, 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, at the grocery in front of kids. That's where you're punching the yam? Well, listening to bagpipe music. What is going on? Okay, we will need cheddar, obviously. You can't have broccoli and cheddar quiche without the cheddar, so we need 1 cup of that. And let's get our broccoli out. the cutest little piece.
That's all we needed for one, right?
It's so cute. There you go, guys. That's all we need. It says 3/4 of a pound. Actually says to pre-steam it, but I'm not falling for that. I don't want mushy broccoli. I mean, it's gonna cook for 45 minutes in the oven. It will be more than well cooked by that point. No one likes soggy broccoli. And then we got our cheese. Okay, so we're gonna saute our onion, and then that's all we're gonna do in the pan. So we're gonna just take the onion out of the pan, and everything else is gonna get whisked together in a bowl. Easy mode. Let's start with our vegetables, and then we'll move into our dairy. Guess I should get my knives out, hey? It's that time, guys. Hey Shadow, how are you? Yeah, it's so cute. This is good. We need more. You know what else is good, Nike? Is this chocolate milk. This is a shallot butt. If you guys have ever seen that, it's called the shallot butt. TOS. Shh, don't tell anyone, guys. Don't tell them. There we go. And here's where you can like kind of play around with different flavors too. You can add in some herbs to your egg mixture as well. I think I might just chop up some parsley to garnish with on top after, when we go to plate it. I think that would be good. Shallots seem easier to peel than onions. Yeah, I think they actually are a little bit easier to peel, unless the skin is like really, really tough and then it just kind of flakes off in little pieces. Then it's annoying. And I always find it so interesting how like there's always 2 bulbs of shallot in one. I don't know why it grows like that. So now, to cut this apart properly, is we're gonna cut it in half still. This is pretty strong. Like, I'm wincing right now, trying not to cry. So cut it in half that way, and then we'll flip it this way. So flat side down. And then we can make our really small cuts. So I kind of cut off the root already, but we're gonna cut from the thin side that way instead of going this way. Betches, welcome back. How are you? And so we're gonna follow the curve of the shallot and just make really small slices. Oh man, it's strong. Thank you for the host. How are you doing this morning? Yeah, it's a good morning. It is a good morning. My last shift at work was yesterday. I'm feeling good. Literally cutting blind right now, guys. The tears are streaming down my face. I'm not crying, you're crying.
Why are you crying?
I'm just so happy.
Having a good day?
Yeah.
Okay.
eye burn is real. You did crop dust as exiting. You must really hate yams then, Aronia. Holy shit. Is there ever a right or wrong way to cut shallots? I don't think there's any like right or wrong ways in cooking hugs. There's always so many different ways to do something, but when I'm like teaching you guys something, that's because that's how I was taught and that's what I do. But I'm not saying it's the one way you have to do it. Okay, I need to like step back for a sec. I can't even read the chat. But I've just found this way to be the easiest way to cut it, let's say. Your mom always said if you cut underneath a slice of bread, it helps? What? How would that work? Where do you put the bread? You're just drinking some coffee and having some homemade home fries? Yum. Late start to the day. Yeah, us too. Us too a little bit. It's like 10:45 in the morning here. Yeah, I just love you guys so much, Ryan. No woman, no cry. Okay. Next. I think we gotta run a couple errands today, kind of get a couple last minute things before we leave on Tuesday. And I need to pack my bags today as well. Make sure we don't forget anything. Obviously, this is kind of the first time I'm traveling with video equipment and stuff like that for the stream. So I really don't want to forget anything at home that I might need. Driving home, 7 minutes, Aronia. Are you distracted driving right now? I can't be held liable for this, Aronia. Oh my goodness, this is insane. Holy smokes. It's 1:43 there. Betches, you're in New York? I don't think I knew this before, but we are arriving there on Tuesday. We're going to be there for a week. We're doing IRL stream. So if you want to meet up at all, let us know. We're down for that. We're staying with a fellow viewer. He's going to post us up in his apartment. Okay, the last piece. We can do this. We might cry, but we can do this. Never give up, guys. Ugh. This is so bad. Okay, we're good. Yeah, New York City. New York City. So I'm not sure if you're upstate or not. Winter advisory, no. Yeah, literally the shallot's defense system. It got me good. It got me. I feel you, shallot. Whatever you're trying to tell me, I understand. Okay, I'm just gonna get a small pot for this. And I'm gonna turn this on to a medium heat. You don't have to go too high. So we want to create some flavor as well. So we do want maybe a little bit of caramelization on the onion. And you don't want to go too high of heat for that because the onion will burn before it's actually going to caramelize. And I am going to put just a touch of olive oil into there. Ooh. Just enough to coat the bottom and then your onion won't stick. And we'll just let that pan heat up for a couple of minutes. I am just going to quickly wash our little broccoli tree. Look at this little tree. It's like a shallot mountain with a tree. You live in the Upper East Side off of 1st and 2nd. We're staying like up in kind of Manhattan area. So if you want to meet up and come in, like go eat out with us, feel free to whisper me. I'm open to that. Kroger and winter advisory. You must be from Ohio. You live in Manhattan. Amazing. Okay. Let's do this then. Okay, I'm gonna bring the shallot over. Maybe I'll bring the pan actually. Get our shallot going. AKA, get this shallot away from me already. I've had enough pain from it. So there we go, guys. Just a little bit of oil. Shallots in the pan. Medium heat on your stove top. And I'm just gonna spatula out for that. We can definitely get together. Woohoo! Okay, so bite-sized pieces for our broccoli. And I always like to cut the stem off first, and then that kind of lets the florets just fall apart a little bit. And we're gonna use the stem as well, because that's really nice and flavorful, and the stem's actually sweeter than the actual broccoli florets. So I think I'm gonna just do one more slice now. It's starting to fall apart a little bit more, and just one more, and then we should be good. So bite size, what I'm talking about is the stem for that thickness. I'm just gonna slice it like into little rounds, and then come over here, maybe do that piece into like thirds. And you do want to keep it consistent in size. You don't want like crunchy pieces of broccoli and mushy pieces of broccoli in with your baked eggs. So keep it all consistent, and then it'll cook at the same rate. You live in a higher altitude. You're okay with the weather. You guys got ice coming in. Ooh, that could be dangerous. Yeah, our streets were super icy the other night. It was like when I can see the tire marks of previous cars going around a corner and the tires are just still going straight. It's like those people almost lost control of their car. We have 12 minutes on our timer for our pie crust, so we're over halfway now of resting time. I think that'll all kind of work out perfectly. We'll finish up our egg mixture and then be able to put this dang thing in the oven. Then we can make our bacon vinaigrette, and we'll probably even have time to marinate the beef while the quiche is baking as well. So our stem, obviously I'm just gonna cut off the bottom part because we don't know where that's been. Do you like your broccoli smothered in cheese? We actually had that the other night for dinner last week. It's so good. Like broccoli with cheese or like cheese sauce. Oh, delicious. So I cut that into 4 pieces. So still kind of similar size as our other piece is a stem. Maybe when we get up closer to here, I'll just cut that off. And that one. Our shallots are sizzling, guys. I don't know if you can hear that, so I'm just gonna give them a quick stir. We might finish those off with a little bit of butter, but we don't want to put the butter into that pan too early because butter helps with browning. So if you put the butter in the pan too early with the onions, your onions are going to turn brown before they're actually cooked. So I always like to leave the butter until the end of cooking. So maybe like the last 5 minutes. And then you'll still get that awesome nutty flavor. Daily Dasher, are you following Betches? I think that happens quite a bit in like the food channels. And especially the IRL streams now. It's like, we're all kind of connected. It's funny how you always see the same people in like different chats. We are one, guys. Yeah, he just can't help himself. Okay, so broccoli, good to go. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna push that aside. This is called mise en place, guys, a French term that means everything in its place. And if you translate that to English, it just means like you're getting everything ready for the recipe, so that when it comes time to putting it together, it can be really quick. So it's all about organization. So now, get into our cheese. Got some medium cheddar cheese. Wow, didn't even get that old cheddar. This will be pretty creamy, I think. Great for melting, for sure, and great for eggs. And we need 1 cup, shredded, I believe. 1 cup of cheese, yes. Let's do that much. I mean, you definitely don't want less than a cup, but if you want to go more, that's up to you. Let's do that chunk. That's probably more than a cup, and I'm okay with this. I will leave that up to you. Okay, just giving these a quick stir. Looks like they're just starting to brown up. Like golden brown, not dark brown. The grainer. Here we go, guys. Cheese mountain incoming. This stuff is so soft. She gonna be cheesy, all right. Yeah, there's something about the broccoli and cheddar combination. It's just everything. Cheese ASMR. Just wait till we lift the grater up. Heat. What's going on? How are ya? Nice to see a block of cheese. Sammy went crazy at the store the other day. There's like a bunch of cheese on sale, so we bought like 4 different kinds. I just walk in after work, open the fridge. I'm like, okay, we're stocked up on cheese, I guess. Oh, heat, you're not a good. It's a not a good. It's cold. Oh, I'm sad for you. I can probably confirm that I'm definitely a wimp now when it comes to like winter weather. I'm out of practice, guys. Dealt with it for 23 years, then I escaped it. Couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, cheese me up, baby. We're getting cheesy today. Ready? Okay, that might be more than a cup, but we don't have to tell people that. When they're like, wow, this is so good. What is your secret? Don't tell them that it's adding more cheese. It's just between you and me. Okay, quick check on the stovetop. So our shallots, you can see they're just kind of golden brown. Toronto. Yeah, Toronto is always cold. It's true. I'm going to just slice off a little bit of butter. We'll do a couple tablespoons worth to put into our shallots. Finish them up. And I think I'll add just a touch of salt to them as well. It's always good to season your food while you cook it. Matt! Welcome in, man. I'm so happy you're here with us today. How was your weekend? You're here for a little bit. You got a lot of shoveling to do. No! That's a good workout, though. Definitely a good workout. Okay, let's stir this butter in. Yeah, that's going to be good, I think. And just a sprinkle of salt, literally just a pinch. In measurement terms, probably a 1/4 teaspoon. We'll go a little bit darker on those, but not too much. You're all right, Matt? That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, Toronto is always cold. You guys got a rough winter for sure. I mean, I grew up in Edmonton, so it's kind of same. Hey, Carrot Potato, how are you? Okay, so our cheese is grated. Now we can get into whisking up our eggs and cream. And you can add all this stuff into there. We have 2 minutes left on our timer for the pie crust. So good timing, guys. Really good timing on this dish. Let's get a bowl. I think this is gonna be big enough. It'll be close, that's for sure. You're living. Yes, we are alive. We woke up today, and that is something to be grateful for. Am I making a risotto? I am not, but good eye, man, because that's how you start a risotto. Shallots and butter. So there we go. Not too dark, but we do get a little bit of caramelized onion flavor from that. So we'll just let that cool. We'll take it off of the heat. We'll just set it aside, because leaving it in the pan to cool is it's gonna still cook a little bit. So 6 large eggs is what we need. Sorry guys, we only have chicken eggs today. We weren't able to make it to the duck hut with this crazy weather.
No, I made it to the duck hut. There was no duck eggs. I'm pretty sure it's too cold for them right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't read that text. I can't read all the novel at work.
Yeah.
Sammy did go to the duck hut, guys, and there was no eggs. No! That is the saddest. You cannot be both a carrot and potato. Aronia, how do you know this? Thanks, Matt. Yeah, browning or like caramelizing shallots is a tough one for sure. They're pretty delicate. But we did it. Low and slow. That's the key. Good morning, Box. How are you? Okay, let's start cracking our eggs. Ducks are on a strike. Yeah. Ooh. There we go. So now we know that we got our minimum 30-minute rest time on our pie dough. So we'll just let that chill until we're ready to roll it out. But at least we got our minimum time. That is the most important. Am I doing the whole carton? Nope, just half, Matt. You need more eggs? I'm just following the recipe from Martha, man. You gotta trust Martha. She knows. She's gone to jail for us. You have to harass me? Okay. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Okay, so 6 large eggs, 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, so whipping cream. Sam, did you know that this is milk?
Fuck off. No way.
It's okay. Yeah, it is. 2% milk. I don't know.
Wow.
We will just use milk, I think.
Oh, there's coffee cream there.
Where?
On the side somewhere.
No, there's not.
I bought some.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're okay, guys.
That's the most expensive milk I ever bought. Fuck.
Savvy the shopper. Okay, so scratch the whipping cream, so half and half. This is gonna be half the percentage of the whipping cream. But it won't curdle. It won't curdle the eggs when we bake it. That's the good part. Using milk, though, is it might stay a bit runny. Our saving grace here, I think, is gonna be the extra cheese to kind of bind everything together. Matt, where's your meat? I know, there's actually not meat really in this meal, but we are making a bacon vinaigrette. Yeah, you can shovel snow. We can't really do anything with ice. It's true. Saved. Of course we'll save it. Of course. It's funny when you're used to like the colors of the milk cartons and stuff, but the different brands have different colors, so I think that's what happened to Sammy. And he was like, oh, it's pink, it's gotta be whipping cream. It wasn't whipping cream. Psych! Just throw in some bacon. We can't just do that the first time, man. Broccoli cheddar. There's no bacon. We're from Toronto and Calgary. Yeah, Sammy grew up in Ontario. I grew up in Alberta. We definitely know the feeling. Okay, time to whisk it up. Beat it up. Eggs are meat. Yeah. True. Eggs are protein. Tomorrow there'll be meat, Matt, and we're actually marinating some meat later in stream today. Flo, let's build a ladder. Welcome in, Daydreamer. How are you? It's like 5 times in a row. Whoa. You guys are going all in. Hey, Toast Monster. Flo, hello. Hello there. Just casually building a ladder over here. Nike, number 3. That's good, Daydreamer. That's great to hear. You guys are good, I'm good. Okay, so we really want to whisk this up. See how we got like a little bit of egg white floating on top? We don't want that. Nice even mixture. Yeah, she's thick. You guys like that sound of like the whipping eggs? So like... Yeah, you got bones, Toast Monster. Time to make some broth. Those bones can be used in future giveaways. Not sure if you know how that system works, but you accumulate 20 bones for every 20 minutes of the stream that you watch. Bless you, Sammy. Sammy's sneezing. We don't want that. Hello, Jeffrey. How are you today? Okay, so now, I believe we just start to mix everything into here. So whisk together eggs and cream. Add our shallot, broccoli, and cheese. Season with half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. That is important too, guys, is to season the egg mixture. You don't want bland eggs. I mean, you can always add salt afterwards, but since we're like making a thick baked kind of egg pie, is you want that flavoring all the way through, not just on top. So there's our nice caramelized shallot. You can definitely tell the color now, hey? Let's get our cheese. Cheese it up. Big Davy. Yeah, good morning / afternoon. How are you doing today, man? You've been cheesed. Mike Carrot. Hello. Hello there. You're new. And Alvin. How are you, man? I'm doing well, Big Davy. Had my last shift at work last night, and I am officially on holidays. Things are good. What we got, Sammy? So many carrots in chat. There is, yeah, we have 2 ices today, 2 carrots. You only have a couple of minutes because of some special guests this week. I wonder who that is. You're working through the weekend so we can get the attention they deserve. Thanks, Alvin.
Who's coming over?
Who's that? I don't know.
Here.
Some crazy kids, apparently.
Got stuff.
What's all the hullabaloo on the back? That's just Sammy opening things.
What?
Alvin, we appreciate that. Thank you for working overtime so that you can show us around. You were on board until the broccoli, Matt. You can bring that up with Nike. You guys can suss it out. Okay, let's see. I think we have like an equal amount of cheese and eggs, so this is bound to be good. Yes, Aronia. cheese and broccoli. Definitely one combination of flavors that reminds me of my childhood. Like, I hope everyone here has at least had like broccoli, boiled broccoli, like mush, with a processed cheese sauce on top.
I still can't believe I didn't get cream. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I guess Kate and Sammy are swinging by too.
I spent $2 on milk.
Holy shit, Sam. Okay, we need our pepper. And our salt. Hey, Crystal, how are you today? I like quite a bit of pepper with broccoli and cheese, so we'll go a little heavy. And then it said half a teaspoon, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think we should go closer to like 1 full teaspoon of salt for this. It's surprising how much salt eggs can take, and especially with the broccoli as well. Cheese or butter sauce and steamed broccoli. Yep. Yep. So mix that up really well. So you don't want a really salty part and an unsalted part. Yeah, drinking straight cream. Oh wait, it's actually milk. Thank you for that, iceberg. Okay, that looks great, guys. We'll set that aside. Time to get rolling. Here is our crust, and I'm actually just gonna pop out to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Sounds the worst. Hi, that's me.
Well, it won't be as rich as what we thought it would be. Oh, that's good.
Okay. We are here. Was so fun to see Hitch here. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was really fun having him, I have to say. It wasn't weird or awkward at all. He's a really good person. Broccoli and cheese soup. Heck yes. Highlight was the frisky dog. She is crazy. She has hormone issues for sure. Flying Built, thank you for the follow. Whoa, Box. Seriously? Pizza in Brooklyn on you? Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. That's definitely enough for a couple slices. Thank you so much, Box. Now I'm getting too excited for New York, though. Yeah, we got some dough.
Be too excited for New York.
Too excited. When you're home, you'll try to get some food shopping done. Yeah, in addition to celery, is there anything you need, Sammy? Honestly, Alvin, I wouldn't worry about it. We can totally do a little bit of shopping while we're there if we feel like we need anything. Don't you even worry. You work hard enough for us. But thank you for asking. Yeah, Sammy needs meat. Okay. Look at this rolling pin. You guys behave. Or else. Hey, Mikey. Welcome back. Good to see you. You just earned a new 1,000 bits badge. Awesome. Whoop whoop. Thanks, Box. Okay. Martha, what are you telling us? Okay, we actually have to par bake this for 20 minutes in the oven. 375 Fahrenheit. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna help the crust not get soggy when we put our egg custard mixture into there. So par baking, that has to be done. And then what we need for that is either pie weights, which I've never used pie weights. I use dried beans to weigh down the crust. If you don't weigh down the crust when you're par baking it, it will kind of puff up and bubble up. So you need that weight on the bottom to hold it down so it bakes really even. These are my little baking beans that I use, just like dried kidney beans, a couple cups worth. And I don't know how this is gonna be to roll the dough out onto here. I think I might remove the cutting board for this. Or actually, why don't I use the parchment from the cheese? It might go over the edges. Why are we fighting in chat? I am well, Mikey. Thanks for asking. Feeling good this morning. Vacation has started. So, oven is preheating, 375 Fahrenheit. Yeah, we leave our house at 4 a.m. on Tuesday. Nutso. Let's do this, guys. It's sticking a touch, so I'll just put a little bit of flour on top of there. Otherwise, your rolling pin might start to pull the pastry apart. But we don't want to add too much flour because then it'll dry it out. Just a sprinkle. And we'll turn this. Go the other way because you want to keep this in the circle. Key thing here, we're not making a square pie. And this is gonna fit a 9-inch pie pan, guys. So kind of your typical size. Haha, food coma. Yep. The dough looks perfect. It looks okay. I was just kind of assessing it myself, I guess, and where it's kind of splitting on the edges is that can actually tell us that we didn't even rest it enough. But it's okay, because we usually cut that part off anyways, but that's like a key indicator that it's just not quite rested enough. We are streaming, yeah, we are streaming every day until we leave. We're gonna make dinner for my parents tomorrow, I think, because they're just getting home tonight. They've been on vacation as well. Okay, so Martha doesn't say how thin to roll this. So basically you just need to roll it until it will completely cover your pie pan. And I don't know if you guys can kind of see the streaks in there. That's like the streaks of butter layers in the crust, so you definitely want to see that. Hey Adriana, how are you? Welcome back. It's good to see you in here. I think we're almost there. It's getting pretty thin. And obviously you want to make sure that it's nice and even around the edges and the center, even thickness. I think that's good. I don't know, maybe a little bit thinner. Oh no! Don't you stick on us. Not long till New York, no, Mikey. 2 days? BC. Sounds like a dream. Why do you say that? Bye, Elvin. Thanks for popping by. You the best. And see you soon. The marble pin is chilled. It's actually not. But I mean, I guess since it's marble, it stays pretty cold compared to like a wood rolling pin. That's where it's better, for sure. So, here's our pie pan. I think this will fit in. I'm hoping. And like kind of assess the situation. I feel like we'll be okay. Maybe I'll just go a touch thinner. You went there for your 40th birthday. Stayed in the Home Alone hotel. Awesome. That is like my favorite Christmas movie ever. That's so cool. Yeah, we are going to see and eat so much stuff. It's gonna be overwhelming, and I can't wait. Let's do this, guys. So, kind of an easy, one little tidbit before we start. Kind of an easy way to put your pie crust into the pan, actually to like fold it over onto itself in half. And obviously carefully get it off of here. Keep it on your arm like that. Use the limbs that you've been given. And now, do this. And open it back up. Ooh, I think it's gonna be close, guys, but we're gonna have just enough. I'm gonna try and shimmy this over a touch. Woo! It sounds sad and disappointing. Why? Staying at the Home Alone hotel on your birthday? Okay, that's our oven saying, hey, I'm ready. Let's bake this pie crust. So now starting at the bottom, because obviously we're pushing it into the pan. You want to be pretty gentle here because you can tear the crust. Definitely don't want to do that though. It's pretty perfect, Ice. I'm feeling really good about it. This recipe from Martha on the crust, on point. It like just fits though in this pan. I might actually have to trim some of the top edge to like fill in some parts where it's just a little bit under. But we'll press it in first. And then see where we have to touch up. Like a little bit here, a little bit there, and maybe here. So now all we're gonna do, take your paring knife, and then we're just going to basically slide along the top and cut off any extra crust. Okay, so now I can see the parts where we can touch up, and this is the best part about pie dough is you can literally just kind of seal it up. You can patch it up without anyone really noticing. It's pretty forgiving, for sure. Do we sharpen our knives on myself? Yeah, I'm not the best at it, for sure. I need to get better. But I do like to attempt that. I've done it a few times. My knives stay pretty sharp though. Just from like using the steel on them. So if you do that enough, you shouldn't really lose your edge on your knife, but it's always good to kind of retouch it up every now and then. And I can usually notice when my knife needs to be sharpened again, because it just doesn't cut the same. It's like, it feels like you have to use a lot more effort to cut. That's when your knife needs to be sharpened. Okay. We have made the quiche crust. And don't really worry about like this little part where we sealed it up, because the egg is gonna cover that, right? And so I don't have to care about that. And we barely got any waste as well. You would eat that right now. So that's all the waste we got. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What just happened? Mikey with the $5 dono. Thanks so much, Mikey. We'll put that towards some food in New York for ya. Or maybe a drink. Whatever you're feeling. Thank you so much for the dono, man. I really appreciate that. Okay, next step. Welcome in, Lidl. So here's where we reuse our parchment again. It's for our holiday. Thanks, man. Thank you for the support. So just kind of press that on, and then we're just gonna pour our beans in there. Thank you, iShot. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this crust. Packed with essential butter. You're a good friend of Trevor's. Sweet! Well, thanks for checking out my stream too. So there's our beans, and we just want to spread those out so that they cover basically the whole bottom crust. We need that weight so that our crust doesn't puff up while we bake it. Okay, there we go. Just like that, into the oven now for 20 minutes. And then we can bake the quiche. This is a stream, guys. This is a little bit of work that goes into making a pie. 20-minute timer on. Toast, how do we sharpen our knives? We use a block. So a stone, if you will. It's a touch rusty, but it has a couple different grits. And then you put that in water and sharpen your knives that way. Can we use the beans after? So I don't think you can like cook with those beans after. So I just keep them strictly for baking. But yeah, baked beans, delicious. Yeah, well-prepared baked beans, so good. Okay, while we're waiting, let's make our bacon vinaigrette for our salad. That's gonna go with our quiche. So, some bacon strips here. I'm actually gonna put some of this dairy away, since all that stuff is done. Dairy out of the fridge is a no-no. Just our cheese. It is just for the weight. Yeah. Yeah, baking beans. So just make sure that you label them if you decide to keep them, so that you can use them again. And then you don't waste it. Otherwise, there's these things called pie weights, but I've never used a pie weight before. Okay, let's get a cutting board for our bacon. And so we're gonna have to fry up the bacon a touch, obviously, before we make the vinaigrette. Gotta cook it up, create all that wonderful flavor. Yeah, I shot. So I think I'll do 3 strips of bacon. Or why don't we cook it all? And then we can maybe sprinkle some of the browned bacon pieces or bacon bits,
Yes.
if you will, on top.
Yeah.
Okay, Sammy.
All the bacon.
Okay, Sammy. Bacon on top. That's for Matt. Matt says, where's the meat? It's here. Put brown sugar in there. This bacon is actually quite nice already for sweetness. I'm scared if we put more sugar on it, it's just gonna burn. So we're gonna cut nice chunks.
It's already maple bacon.
Yeah, it is a maple bacon. Like 1/2-inch pieces. Yeah, brown sugar and maple. And then the bacon vinaigrette actually has maple syrup in it as well, and brown sugar with the balsamic vinegar. We're getting there, I shot. We're getting there. Some good looking bacon strips though. So I can kind of understand now why quiches are pretty expensive to buy. It's like there's a lot of labor involved. It's like making the pie crust, then you have to wait, then you have to bake the pie crust, and then you can finally bake the eggs in it. Definitely takes time. Not a quick meal, that's for sure. But I guess you could always make the crust the day before. And then all you have to do is whisk the eggs up. Okay, there we go. We got some bacon strips happening. What kind of breakfast is it without bacon, guys? You would double the recipe. Some healthy bacon, yeah. Yeah, Iceberg. She's healthy. Okay, frying pan is needed. We're gonna start this on like a medium-high heat, I think. I'm gonna wash up my knife and my hands really quick while we're waiting. No cross-contamination of raw meat, guys. There we go. Thunder, how are you? Yeah, very low fat. Why does fat taste so good? I don't know. It's like the combination of fat and sugar is like the most appealing to our palates. That's why it tastes good. But it's true, yeah, Ice, is like the fat and the sugar still needs that contrast from the salt. So it's like a trifecta. Makes you feel good. I put these other pie pans back as well. And then we're actually going to use the blender to make this vinaigrette. So hopefully you guys have a blender at home, because this is the best way to do it, is you need to blend that bacon into it. Yeah, evolution, you crazy. It's got to be something in our DNA. It is, yeah, totally. It goes through the receptors on the tongue, like Aronia said. And then that releases what? Serotonin, and makes you feel good. Yeah, let's put our bacon in the pan. I don't think it's quite hot yet, but once we hear that sizzle, we'll know. Sizzle. We're good. And I think I am going to quickly go dig in the snow for some herbs. So we need some rosemary for this, as well as a little bit of thyme. So I'm going to quickly do that. You guys make sure that the bacon doesn't burn. Should be back in about a minute. Nothing like fresh picked herbs in the winter. Bacon strips. We are here. Rosemary. Thyme. Just a little bit of each. You got your eyes on the bacon. Trevor's home now. Good. That's good to hear. I mean, I was at work all last night, so I wasn't able to catch his stream when he got picked up, so that's great to know that he is home safe. Somebody stir it. Ah! Somebody stir the bacon! It's okay, guys. Thank you for not letting it burn while I was away. Sizzle, sizzle. It's going to smell good. It's already smelling good in here. It does smell so good. It's like, I don't know if you guys, when you were younger, if your parents ever cooked breakfast on the weekend for you, and you like wake up to the smell of bacon, you're like, hell yeah. So good. Okay, let's come back over here. We'll listen to this sizzle of bacon, but we'll prep up our herbs while we're waiting. So I took the rosemary off of the stem, and I think that we maybe don't even need this much. The rosemary is pretty strong. We're making a bacon vinaigrette. We're not making a rosemary vinaigrette. Or wake up to the smell of pancakes? Yep. Yeah, my dad was the brunch cooker in the family. Like, he didn't cook dinner really ever, but he always made breakfast on the weekend for us. French toast, pancakes, eggs, hash browns, really whatever. Waffles. He always switched it up. Yeah, how the smell of bacon literally just lingers. Like, it just permeates every surface in your house. So good. Not really any browning action on this yet. Oh, baby. Hey, blender. The blender. So, best part about using the blender is we don't have to chop the herbs, so can save time there. Throw that in. Throw that in. We're gonna need some garlic. Let's do 2 cloves of garlic. They're pretty small. Rosemary, thyme, and that's it for herbs. You can maybe put sage, but I've always just put rosemary and thyme and garlic. It's a must. So smashing the clove like that makes it easier to peel. No problem. Now you don't get sticky garlic hands. You guys need to check this out. Now we're sizzling. Keep it nice and spread out so that you get even browning. Nice even cook. Just kind of starting to brown, so I think I'm going to turn it down a touch. We'll go closer to like a medium-low heat now. I was on medium-high. Gather it all with a basket of flowers. What are you guys hinting towards? You lost me. Get some balsamic vinegar all the way in the back. So this is going to be a dark vinaigrette. Dark, dark. And to go with balsamic, just a little bit of olive oil. Tragic Tomato, thank you for the follow. I'm making you hungry. I'm sorry, Mikey. I'm sorry. It's Scarborough Fair. There it is. We have a disclaimer in chat, Mikey. Okay, this is cooking pretty quick now. Let you guys check it out. I think we're a couple minutes away. So kind of my way to tell that bacon is perfectly like crispy cooked is it starts to get a little bit foamy in the pan. So you can see that little bit of foam starting to build up. So we're really, really close to that being done.
It smells like bacon.
And I'm just gonna take a slotted spoon and I'll take that little bit out for our bacon garnish. And we'll put that on paper towel to drain out some of the fat. And then we're actually gonna use some of the bacon fat in the vinaigrette as well. It's almost 8 p.m. in the UK. You're still full from dinner. You've just had a big mug of tea. So you're okay. Nice, Toast. You came prepared.
The crust?
We have 1 minute left on the crust. And then maybe about a half an hour bake. We're getting close, Sammy. Are you okay?
Yep.
Okay. Just a little bit longer now. The crust is still baking. We had to par bake the crust. 20 minutes. Evil Gaming, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome in. Foamy in the pants? No, the pan. I don't know. Are you guys foamy in the pants? I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm just trying to cook over here, okay? So we'll take a good scoop out. Set those aside for later. Your headphones suck. Oh no. Oh, our timer's about to go off. Whoop whoop. Crust is done. Take that out. We'll let that cool a touch with the beans on it. So there's our crust. 20-minute par bake. If you built your wife her dream kitchen, you would expect her to cook every day. What about you? Thunder, you don't cook? And we're gonna bake the quiche at the same temperature. So 375 Fahrenheit. And let's actually fill that. Let's fill it. It's time. I'm gonna put a little wrap on my board because I don't want it to burn the wood. Now, take your paper, beans out. It looks good. It's pretty good. It shrunk a little bit. You can see how it kind of went down the edges a touch. But it is par baked. A little bit golden. Why is doggo barking?
The hummingbird ate the window.
Oh no.
They were fighting. So schmooze and bark.
The beans will never see someone's belly. I'm actually not sure on that eye shot. You might be able to cook with them after. But that is actually something I've never looked up because I just reuse them every time. Just have my set little baking beans. So, our broccoli and cheddar eggs. Let's pour this in. I think it'll just be perfect. Hopefully not too much. Obviously, we don't want to go higher than our crust. I think we're okay. It's close, guys. Very, very close. But we like to push limits here on Cook with Kate. And we also don't like to waste food. And now, back into the oven. I'm gonna set a half-an-hour timer. Pour it all, yeah, commit. Commit to it. Into the oven. Obviously this is so hot, so I have to be careful. "30-minute timer, start." Whoop whoop. Whoa, that rack is hot. Hot, hot. Okay, bacon time. Back to the bacon, guys. Thunder, if she did, you would bring breathing bed every morning? What is it? You would bring breakfast in bed every morning? Oh, that's an all right situation then. That'd be a good trade-off. Could you imagine if the beans grew after being baked several times? That would be nuts. Okay, so the next step that I always take for vinaigrettes is always measure out your vinegar first. And then use an equal part of fat to that. I think I'll probably do like a 3/4 cup and 3/4 cup amount. So obviously blending the bacon into there is gonna make it pretty thick. And now we're going to do olive oil and then a little bit of the bacon fat for extra flavor. So I'm using balsamic vinegar. Nothing too crazy. Aged balsamic vinegar of Modena. So we'll start with our olive oil. And then that's gonna float on top of your vinegar. So then you can easily figure out an equal amount. I will come in, check that out. You got some bacon fat in there to use. Just a little pour. Like maybe a tablespoon or two. And now we need to add some sweetness to this. So I'm gonna use a little bit of maple syrup, and maybe a little bit of brown sugar. You love this stream, Mikey. Yay! I love to hear that, man. I love when new people find us. We're all pretty chill. I mean, we're here for the same reason. We love food. So we're gonna get a deeper flavor from the brown sugar compared to the maple syrup. So I'm gonna go with, I think, a teaspoon of each. So there's our teaspoon of brown sugar. Maybe I'll do a touch more. And then pour some of our maple cheddar in. Hey, Pencil Case, how are you? And if you don't lick the spoon that you use for maple syrup, are you even Canadian? This is the break you need from hitch eating chorizo in a parking lot. Thanks, Iceberg. That is the greatest.
If it you get chorizo and a baguette.
Yeah. I was saying when I was watching him eat that the other day, I was telling Sammy that that's kind of what I would eat when I was backpacking throughout Europe as well. Just having a little bit of deja vu, maybe. Okay, this is smelling frickin' good. I'm just gonna put a touch of cracked pepper. Yeah, are you chill though? You know what, that's true, Thunder. Maybe you guys aren't that chill. It gives me life. You give me life. Okay, there we go, guys. Let's go over to the blender. We'll obviously blend this until it's smooth, and then we'll give it a taste. See if we need maybe more vinegar, or maybe it's too acidic and we need more fat. Maybe it's not sweet enough. Maybe it's too salty. Just let that go. Mikey, you are chilled. Turn it up. If you have headphones, you might want to turn it down. Make it stop. Oh, wrong one. Is that a sous vide? It is, Lidl. Good eye. Yeah, we cook with it sometimes on stream. We like to kind of use a little bit of every appliance on stream. Do you have something in mind that you would like to see made in that? So let's scrape down the sides of our blender, and then also the lid, because it likes to kind of get gunked up. It jumps up there. Mikey, you are gay also. Well, we still love you, man. And thank you for letting us know. That doesn't change a thing about how we thought of you before. You're afraid of traveling after you saw the movie Hostel. Honestly, being afraid of like traveling and something bad happening, that's what holds so many people back. Like, I traveled through Europe for 3 months on my own and nothing bad happened. Yeah, there's always the risk that something will happen, but if you let that maybe bad thing keep you from like living what you want to do, then you're only holding yourself back. Can't let that fear hold you back, because sometimes things just go great. You've never used a sous vide. You'd like to see meat cooked in it. Heard it turns out perfectly. It does, yeah. It's not good for like every application, as I found out. And I think one of the best things in there is actually pork products. I don't love chicken in there. I don't really love beef too much either, but I found that it works really, really well with pork. Okay, so we're finally all scraped down. I think it's a little bit runny. I'm scared it might separate the oil and vinegar. So one thing when people make vinaigrettes, to help with the emulsification, so to help the oil and the vinegar come together, Sammy wants to guess. What am I gonna use, Sammy? Mustard. So mustard helps with emulsification. It does look crappy. Are you saying the vinaigrette looks crappy? Because it also kind of looks poopy. But yeah, meat coming out of the sous vide doesn't look that appealing either. So we're just gonna add a little teaspoon of mustard to help keep our vinaigrette together. That is the trick, my friends. And I would go with a Dijon rather than like a yellow mustard. So this is what I'm gonna use. Hella Unholy, thank you very much for the follow. Mikey says, hi, Sammy.
Hey, Mikey.
So literally just a teaspoon into there. And then we'll give it a taste. And these are just things that you guys will learn over time. I mean, everything with repetition, right? Is you notice these little details more and more. And then that's what makes you a better cook. They all become crap eventually. It's so true, right, Mike? He is the dude. Do we live near Trevor? How far away is home? 2.5 hours, Mikey. So not super close.
That's where his parents live. And then
Yeah, to where he grew up. Okay, so that kind of changed the look of this instantly, because it looks a little bit more creamy now. Ramsey wants to know my location. Oh no, Nav. He can come and find me then. You're in Manchester. I've been there, Mikey. It was a really nice spot.
Where's the bacon snacks?
Over there. Keep your paws out. Little tasty taste.
No.
Sammy's eating all of our bacon snacks for the quiche, guys. I think I did good. Sammy, you're supposed to come back. Sammy has also made this bacon vinaigrette before. It's actually from a restaurant that we worked at together. So I need his taste test. His second opinion.
That's bollocks. No, that's really good.
It's good?
Yeah. Just a little bit more salt.
Okay.
Or the seasoned tomato when you put it on.
Okay. I don't think I want to make the vinaigrette more salty, so we'll just put a little bit of salt on the salad. Okay.
That's really good.
Now we're good. Thanks, Sammy. You're in Manchester, in Salford. Yeah, I was only there for a couple of days. Went to quite a few locations when I was traveling, but I really did enjoy it. Kind of like a quiet little city. So we want to scrape, obviously, all of our bacon bits out of our blender.
Caitlin's working right now. She's a sous chef.
What's going on? You guys heckling me? Stay, spatula.
Spatula.
Stay. And then we gotta scrape out the lid too. We don't want to waste anything. Sous chef, yeah, what are you doing? I'm used to it, Aronia. Sammy always snacking on the food that I'm prepping. Day one. Okay, so that was a pretty good amount. We got like a cup of dressing. Should hold this over for quite a while. Probably make a good 8 salads from that, at least. Big ones. And we can just put that aside. You don't really have to refrigerate it now, but it will have to go into the fridge after we're done using it. At least when I was there, it seemed kind of quiet. I guess compared to other cities I was in. Mikey wants us to come stay over. Let's go. Another spot to travel to.
Mikey, Twin Vaders. Who else is over there?
Yeah, we have actually quite a few people in the UK.
Yeah.
Yep. That we could come and hang out with. Okay, so about 15 minutes left on our quiche. I think I'm gonna take a quick peek. Aronia, compose yourself. Oh yeah, it's looking good. I'm gonna give it a little wiggle jiggle. I think it's gonna be done in 15 minutes, for sure. A little wiggle jiggle. See how jiggly those eggs are. And really quick, in 15 minutes, we need to marinate our beef for tomorrow's stream. And what we're making tomorrow on stream is a Mexican sandwich called a chimita. Chimita. Sammy. You seriously trying to correct how I'm saying that?
I heard Brooke say it.
Oh,
The other way.
a samita.
I'm sure
A
he knows.
chimita. I don't know. Chimita.
Samita.
So it's a sandwich with kind of like crispy fried meat. So you can do pork, beef, or chicken. Sammy chose beef since we haven't had beef in quite a while. And we're gonna cook it like schnitzel. Yeah, you guys had beef. I didn't have beef at work. Him and Hitch had beef. Whatever. We'll carry on.
You had bacon cheddar sausages yesterday.
It's true, it's true. And so we need to marinate this with like a citrus chipotle style marinade going with our Mexican flavors. And we're also gonna make the buns fresh tomorrow for the sandwich. And then it usually gets inside it like avocado, sliced onion, tomato, maybe some shredded cabbage. Yeah, Sammy had literally half a cow the other night. Yeah, sous chef is a paid actor. Clearly he wasn't paid, so then he left. It is actually kind of similar to a brioche bun, but I don't think there is butter. But I do believe there is egg. Toast monster. So I always like to marinate my meats in like a Ziploc bag or a plastic bag. I just find that that is like the most even dispersal of your marinade over your meat compared to like leaving it in a bowl. Yes, Matt. I told you there was going to be meat. I do not lie.
Want to do a vacuum bag so it seals it better?
You want to vac bag it?
Yeah.
Sammy wants to vacuum seal it. I guess we are getting fancy. It's not quite time yet, though.
I gotta make the bag still.
Okay, he's gonna make the bag. How did the veggie pie turn out? It's got about 10 minutes left, Matt. And can we please call it a breakfast pie? It's not just vegetables. There's like an equal amount of cheese to vegetables there.
Plug me in, girl.
Plug it in, plug it in. Oh, never used that one before.
Oh.
Aronia's expediting. Oh no. Veggie pie. What do you mean? The eggs have protein. Are you crazy, man? Okay, I'm gonna get an orange out. Some cilantro.
I'm making a bag. I'm making a bag.
We have some chipotle peppers. So if you guys have never seen that before,
Yo.
this is where it came from. Chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. You'll find that in like your international cuisine aisle or by the Mexican foods. They are a little bit more than mild spicy. They've got a good kick to them for sure.
I
So
made a
just
bag.
be aware.
It's a bag. What the hell?
There's crazy cucumber in there.
Oh. Crazy cukes, watch out.
Crazy cucumber. Smoked jalapenos. Yeah, that's literally what it is, Box. Thank you for that. And... oh no, what are you getting into? Oh man, not again.
Beer. 8 minutes and 35 seconds left on the pie.
Quiche. On the quiche. I think we're gonna use a little bit of cumin for spice. Ground cumin. And I think that's pretty much it for ingredients. So pretty simple.
Mega Destroyer.
I gotta get out of here because it's like, hey, I'm focused on cake.
It's true. Look at
Come back in. We're here.
that. 10% stout.
The shit winds a comin', bubs. Gordon Ramsay does not eat canned food, by the way. How do you know this, Matt? Who is your source?
Cheers.
Beer before breakfast. Or is this breakfast? Man, I'm gonna be like smashed off of this. I haven't eaten yet. Wow. That smells strong. I'm awake. Cloned clone. It's a 10% stout. Yeah, we're getting litty.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday fun day. You guys know what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna take this beef out over the sink because there's quite a bit of blood in there. Bourbon barrel stout? I'm not sure. Sammy can maybe narrate the description for you.
If there is one.
There is a big description on the side.
Holy!
Yeah. Story time with Sammy.
The Mega Death or the Mega Destroyer Imperial Stout. This beer. The Mega Destroyer Imperial Licorice Stout is strong, hearty stout brewed in very limited quantity in recognition of Alibi Room's 200 beer list.
So that's in Vancouver, right?
Yeah. Vancouver's Mega Destroyer and craftsman Ken Diamond have teamed up to produce this unique label and commemorative leather coaster. What?
What?
I didn't get a leather coaster.
What is this?
This beer, as the name suggests, is not for the faint-hearted. It's brewed with 7 different barley malts, blackstrap, molasses, hops, water, yeast, licorice root, and star anise.
I get
It
the
totally
licorice.
smells like licorice.
And that's what I don't love the most. I'm not a huge black licorice fan, guys, and that's what I like got right off.
I'm not even
The
done the
bat.
story yet.
Sorry, keep
It's-
going.
It has an intense depth of roast, earthy flavor with pleasant licorice aroma.
It's okay. I think I'll warm up to it.
I don't like licorice either, but it's okay.
You never know if you don't try.
75 IBUs.
Beef in the bag. Just put the beef in the bag. Okay. So I think we're gonna just mix up this marinade in a little container and then pour it in. We have to. I think I'm gonna zest a little bit of this orange. We're rolling it, loosen up the juices.
Beef in the bag.
Put the beef in the bag. Go. We have 5 minutes. We gotta go, guys.
4.5 actually.
Marinade in 5. Shh, Sammy.
4 minutes and 25 seconds. Pressure's on.
The glass is more than half full. We got this.
Glass is half empty now.
Not too much orange zest, guys, because it's really strong, part of the orange. So that way we'll get the orange flavor and then we'll get more of the sweetness from the juice. Das sweetness. That's your new pickup line, Matt. Yeah, I'm doing both, man. Doing both. And so the citrus juice is going to help break down the beef overnight. It's going to make it more tender.
Nice orange.
Oh, she just don't fit. She just don't
Do you
fit.
have a juicer?
We don't. We'll use our hands. It's going to get messy. Yeah, Sammy brings the beef. What kind of marinade? I'm doing like a citrus chipotle marinade. A little bit of chopped cilantro in there, some cumin as well. Not gonna go too crazy with the flavors. We are not making tacos, we're making Mexican sandwiches called chimita or samita. That was requested by Nike and Rook. So we'll make the buns, we'll make all the condiments. And then the beef is gonna get kind of breaded and then fried in a pan. It's gonna be crispy. Kind of like a schnitzel, I guess, is one way to put it. We're juicy. 2 minutes to chop cilantro, guys. Oh gosh. I don't know if we're gonna make it. We could always finish the marinade after we eat. But we'll keep going.
Well, it's gonna take some time to rest and everything.
Yeah, we can rest it up, for sure. So, cumin. I'm gonna do...
Holy, that looks fucking good.
Yeah, it looks good. Holy shit, it blew up. It blew up. I'm just gonna turn it off, actually. It's done, for sure. I'm gonna do a teaspoon of cumin. Pretty strong spice. So don't overdo it, guys. Because it can be overwhelming if you put too much cumin. That'll be all you taste. You like your beef rare. Do we have any tequila? We do, Matt. We do.
It's tequila time too?
No.
Yay.
No. Oh, that's... I don't even know if that is cilantro.
It is cilantro.
That's parsley.
That's not what I bought then. I tried it and it was cilantro that I bought.
Really? Are you sure? That's parsley. Is Sam, like, what does Sam do when I send him grocery shopping? This kid. Give him the list, he says. It'll be fine, he said.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know. He brings us parsley. Add a shot or two to the meat. Oh, add a shot of tequila. Interesting. Okay.
Wow.
He says he's tried the cilantro, but it's not. We're gonna top this up with a little bit of olive oil, just to make the marinade coat better. Sammy is feeling defeated.
I give up this week.
Sammy is feeling defeated. Yeah, you're drunk, Sammy. Go home.
I'm gonna be real soon.
Okay, we're gonna set this aside. It's quiche time. You guys are so excited for tequila time. I guess it's 12:25. Improvise, adapt, overcome. It's really hard to replicate the cilantro flavor though. I guess I'll just have to add in some coriander or spice.
It afterwards and just
Or
get it together.
we quickly run to the store today and we'll add the cilantro.
That's what we should do.
I don't know what we have made, guys, but this looks insane.
It looks really good.
It's growing out of the pie pan. This is what we have concocted. So I touch it in the center and it pops back up. You're good to go. My kitchen is a battlefield. Thanks, man. Sometimes there's like shit everywhere. For sure. Today I have kept it somewhat clean. The sink gets a little bit nuts sometimes when I just start to throw dishes in there. I guess more alcohol? I don't know. Sammy's just going with it. I mean, he's probably already drunk. He's been drunk since yesterday when he went shopping. And he's just gonna keep it going, I think. Plus, you know what? I'm on vacation. My last day of work was yesterday. 2 weeks off. Let's do this.
I'm just trying.
He easily succumbs to peer pressure. Let's just say that.
Peer pressure.
He's like, okay, you want us to drink?
We're
Let's
on
do
vacation.
this. Okay, guys. We're not going to Mexico.
But your parents are coming back from Mexico.
Yes.
Hey, Mikey. Ready? Ready? Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Tequila in the morning before breakfast?
It's in the afternoon now.
Okay. I think we can cut into this. But we're gonna do a quick little plate up. Gotta put our salad on here too. Make it all party. Now we're living the island life. Oh, iceberg. It's actually good for your tummy. Okay, it's gonna help with digestion. Thank you. Matt, you see all the little toys you wish you had? You just know that I've spent a lot of time on this. They're definitely an investment. I can say that. And then when you invest in them, you need to make sure that you actually use it as well, right? Don't just buy stuff because it looks cool.
It's also super helpful that we both like cooking and we both like buying stuff like this, because that way we both enjoy it.
It's true. And I'm with you, boss. Yeah, you can't really make friends with salad.
No.
I mean, yeah, we do have broccoli in here, so the salad not really needed, but I wanted to show you guys the bacon vinaigrette, because that is like one of my favorite parts. If I have to eat a healthy salad with breakfast, we're gonna put bacon in it. That's all there is to it. So this is our leftover salad from Trevor yesterday. Just do a quick little plate up. Tomatoes, cucumber, some greens, keeping it simple. I'm gonna let the quiche shine. 18 plus stream, I guess. I have it on that already, don't I? Warning, this show is intended for mature audiences. Bacon vinaigrette. It's a thing. You want to cook for a girl and you think you'll make this for her. Do it, Lidl. Do it. If you want, I can send you the recipe.
You'll have sex that night. or right afterwards.
How do you know, Sammy? How do you know? Have you made quiche? Because you've never made quiche for me. So I don't know how he can confirm this. We'll carry on though, guys.
No comment for that.
The silence. Smart man. Smart man. Just don't say anything and you're safe. Hey Mike, how are ya? So we fried up some bacon pieces and the vinaigrette. So what it is, rosemary, thyme, and garlic are your aromatics. A little bit of bacon. And then the base for the vinaigrette is balsamic vinegar and olive oil with a touch of bacon fat as well for extra bacony flavor. And to balance everything out, a little bit of maple syrup and brown sugar. Blend it up. And it's still a little bit chunky. It is. Let's get into this quiche. It is smelling fab, by the way. So now you can see as it's rested, it kind of flattened out. It calmed itself down. It's all comfy in its pastry crust. You would so hit those tomatoes. I'm excited to eat this, I have to say. The hitch salad, yeah, exactly, Mikey. Nice crisp crust. Was that straight? It was pretty straight. I'm a little impressed right now. Cutting pies straight is like such a hard thing to do. You know what? I think I'm only going to cut 1/2 of it. It's better if you don't cut it all if you're not going to eat it all. So just cut what you need. I might actually do a bigger piece. And I think I want this really cheesy part. Basically just for the photo. Do it for the gram. And I know Sammy will have that big piece, so we're okay. We are okay. Okay, make sure we're cut all the way through. You bought Trevor's coat. That's so nice of you. Ha, thanks, betches. Let's go. Okay. That looks good. Look at that cheese in there. It's so orange. So our crust, nice and crispy. It's not soggy on the bottom. The eggs don't look super overcooked, because that can dry out. And yeah, the broccoli is nice and soft, but it's not soggy. So that's one of the things that we changed. Is that we didn't steam the broccoli beforehand, because I just felt that it would probably get super soggy if we steamed it and then baked it for another half an hour. The crust is done, yeah. So we par-baked the crust for 20 minutes, and then we put in our egg custard mixture and baked it for half an hour. And the recipe actually said to bake it for 45 minutes. So I just kind of knew that it wouldn't take that long though. So there we go, guys. Pretty healthy plate, I would say. Looks really good. Quick little photo. Yeah, good move with the extra cheese. Always. Always.
Bacon bits.
Oh yeah. I was like, it looks naked.
It is naked.
It looks
Needs
naked.
bacon.
It needs the final touch. So if you put bacon inside, what do you think would happen, guys? It would get soggy. So keep your bacon for garnish. Bacon it up. Now are you sold, Matt? Talk to me, man. Is this enough for you? One more, guys, sorry. A little bit closer now. Okay. We can eat. We will not starve. It puts it in the edible area. Thank you. It's edible. It'll do. I mean, if you were starving, maybe you'd think about it, Matt. Yes, you can also put the cooked bacon on top of the quiche for the last 20 minutes. That's true. I mean, I think the heat from the quiche will kind of just warm up the bacon on top anyways. But let's go in for our first bite. It's time to feast. Yeah, you would eat it if there's nothing else in the house. Mm-hmm. This crust is really good, guys, with it. Everything just kind of like melds together in your mouth. Here you go, Sammy. Do you need a pie lifter, sir? Show your plate, please.
I'm not done yet.
He's not done.
Stop rushing me.
The bacon on top, I think, is perfect. I think you need that little bit of smoky, kind of chewy, meaty texture.
I'm German, ain't Russian. Breakfast time.
Sammy's piece. I'll share with you. We will share. You want Sammy's life? Hey.
It's pretty good.
He's eating his salad first. He's not even going for the quiche. Mmm. Hot sauce would be so good, Matt. The broccoli in there is really, really nice. And I think kind of what brought everything together was the little bit of caramelized shallot. That kind of sweetness and roasted flavor.
Old Heritage Restaurant. Where's that at?
Yeah, that looks suspiciously like two pieces that weren't cut. Shh, box.
Huh. It's only one piece.
So, yeah, Matt, is the broccoli in here is not just like mush. It's actually got a little bit of bite still to it. You definitely know that you're eating broccoli. I think it's perfect. Ace, you noticed he did the same with his steak. Just ate all your veggies first. He's a good eater. Smart guy. Betches. I'll open a browser right now with Old Heritage and we'll check it out.
Is that the one with the amazing burger?
Which one? What is it called? I can't find it. Just a little hot sauce to give it some kick. Yeah, I am like famous for putting hot sauce on my food at work all the time. I'm like, oh, just a little bit of hot sauce. So for this, I'm just gonna leave it.
Oh.
Just gonna leave it for now. Ooh. Does it taste like broccoli? I don't think it's super strong flavor broccoli.
No.
It's like really well balanced.
More cheddar cheesy than anything.
Yeah, it's quite cheesy. We might have put double the amount of cheese, but I can't confirm that. Old Heritage is the #1 steakhouse. Okay. Yeah, I am down. Doggo in the background. The cutest. Double cheese, no problem. Exactly. I mean, you don't have to tell the people that you're cooking for that there's double the amount of cheese. That can be like your little secret. Okay, I'm gonna step away from the quiche. And so, Sammy, okay, Old Homestead. Old Homestead. Little rephrase. Sammy doesn't like scrambled eggs, right? But you can eat this quiche. Is this correct, Sammy?
Yeah, I don't like quiches.
Okay, wait, what? Can you say that again, please?
I don't like quiches.
He doesn't like quiche, but he's eating it. I don't know what to think. I'm gonna try some of this salad.
You made it.
Yeah, but he likes this one. I guess that's what he's hinting towards, Clone.
Most quiches are overcooked and dry.
That's true.
This one's cooked
Yeah,
properly.
it's like, imagine if I had cooked this for the full 45 minutes. Probably be pretty dry. Dusty eggs. So it's always better to play it on the safe side and cook it for less amount of time.
And considering there's no cream in it right now, that's pretty amazing.
Okay, this, like, the bacon vinaigrette with the tomato and the cucumber, that's all you need for this salad.
That crust.
Is like anything else in there would kind of mess with your palate. So like just the freshness from those two vegetables is by far the best combination. He's got the munchies, Nike. No, he's just hungry. We haven't eaten yet today, and we've been up since like 8. It's almost been 5 hours.
Bro, you can have another quarter, iceberg. No problem.
Yeah, iceberg. When you say that, I just think of Ramsey. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, Sammy. Send me your piece then. And you just ran into Dave Chappelle? Aronia? What is going on today? Yeah, put some sambal in with the eggs, Lidl. That would be really good as well. Just mix the hot sauce in. Okay, good night, Mikey. Thank you so much for your $5 donation. We will definitely put that towards our trip in a couple days. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, man. You take care. The crust is really good though, hey? So, recipe, guys. There it is. Thank you, Martha, for this inspiration and meal. It is delicious. Oh my god, the porterhouse, betches. We probably will. It's like we've been debating going to a Michelin star restaurant while we're there. And honestly, I just can't justify paying that amount of money for one of those meals. So you can eat so much more good food. Not saying that the Michelin star food is bad, obviously. But it's like that money can be put towards so many other things. Okay, Box, you're heading out as well. Thanks for everything. Thank you so much for the bits today. And yeah, we'll catch you when we're in New York. Hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah, no frozen broccoli in this. This was just a fresh little broccoli head. It's pretty small. Because I think the frozen broccoli, you might have it a little bit softer. It might go mushy on you. The little chunks of bacon in the vinaigrette are perfect. It's like just that little bit of chew. Definitely have a sweet and salty thing going on as well. Have you guys ever had quiche before? I guess that's a pretty big question to ask. It's like, who in here has had quiche? And basically what quiche is a frittata with a pastry crust underneath. You've had it before, super good. What kind? Quiche Lorraine, so good. That's like the classic toast. Okay, Lidl. Sounds good. I made you hungry. You're gonna make a late sandwich. Perfect. You take care, Lidl. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, your mom made the quiche. That's fair. But at least you've had it, so you know what I'm making, right? Okay, I am totally saving these tomatoes to eat last because it's like my favorite part with the bacon vinaigrette. Like literally you could just eat tomatoes with the bacon vinaigrette and the world would be a better place. I'm gonna be back in 30 seconds, guys. Hold tight. tequila broke the seal. That's it. Sammy, you actually won for once in your life. Mm-hmm. Okay, a couple more bites, and then we'll finish marinating that beef. And then I'm gonna send you guys off. We got some stuff to do today. I gotta pack my bags for New York. Get everything ready. And maybe just relax a little bit, because I think New York's gonna be crazy. So I need to definitely take some time to chill out before that. I get bugged about that all the time. Iceberg. It's like bag and bagel. It's like, what the heck is that even? Bags. How would you say it? Bag? Bog? Bag? I don't know. I got nothing. I am me. And that is that. Can you rhyme eagle with seagull? Yes. Yes, you can. Bags? Sorry, that was an inside joke with Sammy and I. I can maybe share the story, but I might get in trouble from my mom. So maybe I shouldn't.
I don't know if she ever watched this.
Maybe not. I think she's on a plane, so we're safe, guys. So we'll share. So, we live in a basement suite. My parents own the house.
They're not on a plane yet.
They live upstairs. And we used to kind of share ingredients between the two households. And there was this one morning, Sadie and I were just chilling on the couch watching TV. Mom just knocks on the door. And she just opens it slowly. She pops her head in and she's just like, eggs? And Sam and I just look at each other. We're like, what is going on right now? Apparently she wanted some eggs and she thought that we stole hers. It was just hilarious. Yeah. Eggs? And I'm just like, what the hell, Mom? Like, what is wrong? And then she like closed the door. And we're just like, what is happening? You're sitting in a bar in New England, considering another beer. And you say to Dave, Aronia, hey, don't I know ya? And so then what happened? You'd probably spill the rig and bong and drop the joint at the same time. Yeah. Bags? Bags? Too good. Too good, guys. I'm gonna finish that later. I'm getting full. So, parsley not going in here. We'll pick up some cilantro today, guys. And we'll throw that in. So, the only thing left to do is just chop up a little bit of our chipotle. And be careful because this is spicy. We'll take this one big pepper. Maybe that one. And then there's like a little bit of this adobo sauce down there. I'm gonna put that right into our mix. And so the adobo sauce, I believe it has like onions and garlic and stuff. If we read this can. So water, chipotle, onion, tomato, vinegar, salt, oil, sugar, condiments, and spices. Because how dare they actually tell you what's in it? I'll do one more chipotle. We'll spice it up. I'm going to spice it up tomorrow.
Homestead does that gnocchi with truffle butter.
Gnocchi with truffle butter.
Got fat fries.
Oh, goodness.
And you can add a stick piece here flamba.
I'm gonna gain like 20 pounds in New York, guys. This was not planned. Okay, so Chipotle peppers. All it is smoked jalapenos. So that's why the color goes red. I don't know if you guys have ever smoked anything, but it turns things red. Or brown-ish. We're gonna chop those up. Obviously the seeds are still in there, so that's the spicy part. And then in our cup, so we juiced the orange, we zested it a bit. There's a touch of olive oil, as well as some cumin, and maybe I'll put some coriander seed as well. Coriander seed is part of the cilantro plant, so everything marries up very well. It's same, but different. I'm gonna rinse that. Oh my god. Dog the chef, can you please relax and chat?
Sorry.
It's okay. You're forgiven. It looks so good. Or sounds good.
10-ounce dried aged burger seared at 800 degree Fahrenheit oven or like flat top. 50-year-old seasoned cast iron pan. Brioche bun toast with foie gras butter. Aged Tillamook cheddar cheese. Caramelized onions. Duck fat free.
Oh my god. Sounds like a heart attack. Okay, let's mix this up, guys.
So good.
And of course we're gonna give this a taste. Holy shit. Doggo is literally punching the door right now. We're gonna give this a taste before we mix it with the beef. We need to know what we're flavoring it with. Mmm. It's really good. It is spicy. Woo! I really like the sweetness from the orange juice though. I just bit down on a couple of seeds. Okay. So citrus chipotle marinade going in with our beef for our Mexican sandwiches tomorrow on stream. Whoop whoop. So now, gotta give it a little massage-y. Disperse your marinade. I guess since the beef is sliced, probably want to separate some of those layers. I'm just gonna get messy with my hands so that we can get a nice even marinade on this. It'll be like a good over 24-hour marinade in the fridge, so you should definitely get some really nice flavor from this. Okay, that looks pretty good. I definitely am making a mess. Mess confirmed. And I feel a sneeze. Excuse me. Thanks. Nike, you are the old homestead burger. Yes, dude. I love that. That is what we should all strive to be. Just gonna wipe up that seal. And then incoming vacuum sealer. Do it this way for you. On. All lined up. We have moist bag stuff. It's not dry. So ready? This might be a little loud for those of you with headphones on, so just be aware. You might want to turn that down right now. Seal it before it goes through. Go, go, go. We did it, guys. It almost didn't work. Starting to creep through the bag up there, but now we're gonna get a really, really good marinade on that because there's no oxygen to mess with that. So literally the marinade is just gonna cover all of the meat. It's juicy, yeah. It looks super good. Now we're gonna leave that until tomorrow. We should be good to go. What we didn't put in here was salt, because you don't want to make this over salty if it's gonna sit for 24 hours. So we'll add salt tomorrow when we go to cook it. But it's not really ever a good idea to put salt in your marinade unless it's a little bit of a less time, like maybe 12 hours or less. So keep that in mind, guys. And I think that's it for stream today. I feel really good about how the quiche turned out. Feeling good now that I have breakfast in me. We're prepared for tomorrow. Our beef is marinated. Let's go raid somebody. Let's go spread some love on Twitch. Does anyone have any suggestions on who we should go raid? I'm gonna check Belly real quick. Jonatone? How do you spell that?
It's on your screen.
Oh. Jonatone. What does he do, Toast? What does the Jonatone do? Just like that. IRL streams. Okay, let's do it. I'm down for meeting new people, spreading the love. Cook with Kate crew. Let's do it. Thanks for the suggestion, Toast Monster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, metal detecting. Okay, I know exactly who that is. I do. Yes. Okay, guys. Thank you for the wonderful stream today. We got a nice little dono from Mikey, some biddies from Box Fetish, and some new follows as well. So thank you for all the support. We will be back tomorrow. We're cooking a little bit later. I think we're cooking dinner tomorrow. And I'm gonna talk to my parents first, and then I will update the schedule on my channel page for you. And I always usually post on Discord when I go live as well, so keep that in mind. We're gonna go raid John O'Tone. IRL, usually metal detecting stream. Thank you for reminding me of that, Toast Monster. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday wherever you are in the world, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for everything, guys. Get those onions ready. Let's go. Thank you, betches. Let's do this. Bye, Iceberg.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye.